AGUIRRE. This is at the 1 forward spot. At the power forwards, Vincent and Rambis will match up. And of course, underneath the center, JABBAR will be taking on Pat Cummings, number 42. Now in the backcourt, here are your starters. At the point, the Magic Man, Johnson, against the former Laker, Brad Davis, number 15. And at the other guard, it is Mike McGee and Rolando Blackman, number 22. And there are officials. Jake O'Donnell and Ed Middleton will work it, and Hugh Hollins is over there helping alongside. And Kevin Lockery, immediately we should tell the folks something about this Dallas Maverick team, because I'm not sure there's much familiarity with them nationally.
This is an excellent basketball team. They have 2 stars, AGUIRRE at forward and Rolando Blackman, who not many people know about. He's a great guard, averaging almost 25 a game in the playoffs.
Here's one of the men, AGUIRRE. Davis is open. He came off a pick. His man was trapped and couldn't follow him, and the Mavericks strike first. Now the familiar faces of the LA Lakers. 2 years ago won a championship, badly won it back. Here's JABBAR. He has scored more points than any man in the history of the National Basketball Association. And at the age of 36, he shows no signs yet of slowing down. He'll play 1 more year after this, and then he's going to retire. And here's Brad Davis to the attack. Quick pass off Blackman inside. If he'd have handled it a little bit better, he would have come up with his shot. Vincent snapped the ball to him. Blackman wants it. Finally draws the foul.
Talking to Dick Motta, Brent, Rolando Blackman has gained tremendous confidence in the playoffs this season. He wasn't as confident as he should have been as a player, particularly a guard. Right now he's at the top of his game, going a lot of one-on-one against a great defensive player in Cooper.
Now Blackman is out of Kansas State. He has played 2 full years in the NBA. He's 6'6", 196, and he scored 31 points in Dallas's victory on Friday night. Rambis gives to Johnson, who pushes it down the floor. This is the pace the Lakers want, and he charged.
That's a good call by Jake O'Donnell. Brad Davis leads an awful lot to this club because of plays just like that. Here's Magic, 6'8", 6'9", 230. Davis is small. He takes the charge, and his teammates really enjoy something like that.
And immediately, Kevin, there was pressure in the backcourt. He was on Davis. Cummings comes out high. AGUIRRE cuts off him. Cummings has it knocked away, but it's regained by Vincent. Air ball, Magic. Johnson loses it, but it'll be the Lakers' ball, says Jake.
To start off, Magic has pushed the ball up the floor. Usually he looks for his teammates. Today, he's gone to shoot the ball the first 2 times. That's surprising for Magic. It looks like he's trying to score today.
Cooper gets it into Kareem. Davis helping Cummings, and that leaves McGee with a 3-point try. Short, rebound Dallas. Off comes Davis. Vincent goes back to Davis. Now Cummings comes into your picture, and it's 5-on-5 basketball. Cummings looking to pass. Blackman gets it into AGUIRRE, and the former DePaul All-American just pressured his way in with that big left shoulder. A 6-2 lead here by Dallas in the opening minutes of this game 4. Here's McGee. Into Kareem, who was backing into Cummings. Basket will not count. He was fouled prior to that.
On the half-court game, the Lakers are playing now. They'll be looking for Kareem just about every time down the floor.
And there it is again. Double team. Blackman helping out.
Illegal defense has been called by Jake O'Donnell against Dallas. It's against Brad Davis. It's hard to explain the illegal defense. We need about an hour, but it basically comes down to someone's playing the zone on the floor instead of playing your man.
Johnson. Cooper cuts through the baseline, and here's McGee. Into Kareem, looking for the cutter. Sends it back outside, and there was a 3-second violation on the turnover. It'll go now to the Mavericks. Jay Vincent fouled him, and Dick Motta again goes back to the bench. And here comes Kurt Nymphius.
Kurt Nymphius is a much better defensive player than Cummings, not as good offensively. He's the one player on Dallas that can block the shot and clog up the middle a little bit. I think they need a little defense in the game right now, Dallas.
And Riley comes back with guard Byron Scott, number 4. He will be on the floor, and Michael Cooper will sit down.
Scott can shoot the outside shot. He's the best deep shooter they have. Last game Friday night, he got in early foul trouble and never was a factor.
(20-11) at the 5:22 mark of the opening period, and McGee now hounding young Harper. Magic still out there with Aguirre. Scott is chasing Blackman. They get Aguirre inside, turns on Magic, and comes up over the top. And right away, Johnson comes back after they hit that field goal, goes coast to coast.
It takes Dallas 20 seconds to score. Magic scores within 3 seconds. That really takes the heart out of the club. When you work and you run a nice pad and you get a hoop, and he comes right back and scores.
Blackman sends it to Aguirre. Nepheus. Here's Blackman. He has been stopped today so far, too. Nepheus makes a move, and Kareem came across, and a foul is called. And Abdul-Jabbar thought he got all ball. Of course, don't forget, on Thursday night at 11:30 Eastern Time, we will be bringing you conference semifinal action. I tell you which game, but obviously we don't know yet. It depends on the outcome of a couple of games out here. Johnson maneuvering. Here's Scott. Scott is off to McAdoo. Now it's an 8-point Los Angeles lead. Nepheus out to Harper. Maneuvering, gets open. He had Rambis switch off on him, and Rambis larger but a step slower and just couldn't come back on it. McAdoo switches to the left-hand dribble, gets to the baseline. No basket. Offensive foul is called.
Ball against Rambis. That's Rambis' 3rd foul. They'll have to take him out of the game. Cooper's come in for Magic now. Instead, they're going to take out Rambis and leave Magic in the game. Magic was now playing the smallest play on the floor the last time, a couple of times down, and Derek Harper.
And a technical foul has been called.
Against Rambis. It's not against Pat Riley. It's against Rambis. Pat Riley will never get a technical foul. Coaches don't do them things.
Some coaches. Blackman will shoot the free throw for Dallas.
One thing about Dallas, the worst foul shooter of the people that play a lot in the playoffs so far has been Aguirre, and he's averaging 85% from the foul line. Unbelievable foul shooting team.
The New Jersey Nets should travel down here and take some lessons.
Send Buck Williams and Birdsong down here.
That series all even at 2 victories apiece. Hope you got to see the exciting conclusion of that game yesterday. Rolando Blackman puts it on the floor, comes through the baseline to Dale Ellis. It's a 3-point lead now, and the crowd is starting to get back in it. Magic outside quiets him for a moment, but no basket. Basket does not count.
Foul against Dale Ellis. Worthy will be going to the foul line. But again, here comes Magic. As soon as the crowd came, became a factor, Magic took the shot. He's really into the ball game today. I bet he goes for about 30 points and a triple-double today, Brent.
The old triple-double. Kevin, in case someone doesn't know what the old triple-double is, why don't you explain it?
The triple-double is when a player gets double figures in rebounding, scoring, and assist. And Magic has the only one in the game today that has a chance to do that.
May do it in the first period.
Exactly right. He's a great basketball player.
And now for James Worthy. He has hit 7 of 7 from the free throw line and a total of 11 points. Nepheus out high in that familiar Mata attack. Of course, that familiar Mata attack would change a lot if he ever got a big center, and that's what Dallas will look for in the upcoming draft, right?
That's exactly right, Brent. Dick has always said that I love to have a center I could go to down and deep and have him score inside. In fact, it's such an advantage if you've got a big guy that you can dump the ball down into and he can score an easy basket for you.
He won a championship when Wes Unseld was down in the pivot with the Bullets. He got so close to winning a Western Conference championship when he had Tom Borwinkle and Nate Thurman would have been the other center on that Chicago Bull team that lost to the Golden State Warriors in that 7th game out of the West Coast. They had traded Clifford Ray already to the Warriors. So the Lakers come up now. It's 32-28. We've got 40 ticks of the clock left here in the opening period. Magic puts it down and goes to the glass.
Dallas should hold it for one shot right now and try to get the last shot of the period.
Worthy is out on Aguirre. Blackman. But there's 8 seconds left on the clock. The Lakers have got time for a shot, and Magic knows it. And he'll take a three-pointer. Just off, and that'll end the first period.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams from Money Mutual, your trusted source to over 60 lenders.
And defensively, there's some foul trouble, so he's continuing on in the game right now. Riley would have liked to rest him. This could be a big factor in this game if he wears down physically.
They were going to give him a breather, but Rambis picked up his 3rd foul, and they made a switch, took Rambis out, and left Magic in the game. Blackman goes back, and Byron Scott will take it out of bounds. Pressure here by the Mavericks. Harper picks up Magic. They're going to try to grind away at him now. And he gets it to Worthy. Double team, loose, steal by Harper. Here come the Mavericks on the move. Ellis is in front. Harper slows it up. Half court, not a game. Basket here, and they'll pull to within 2, and this crowd will be right back in it. Short. Taken by Scott. Off to Magic. Moves to Worthy. Oh, he's strong on the break for a big man. That's 13 points for James Worthy off the Laker bench. Did not participate in last year's playoffs because he sustained that broken leg. Down the middle comes Harper. Off now to Vincent. Drew the foul, a 3-point shot.
That's the big difference in LA's defense when Kareem is sitting on the bench. You can drive the middle. He comes straight down the middle, makes a nice bounce pass to Vincent, but there's no one in there to block the shot. Worthy's too late. With Kareem in the game, that does not happen, Brent.
And that's 2 fouls on Worthy with Vincent at the line.
Vincent, 1 shot.
Mavericks trail by 3. Don't forget Pat O'Brien will be coming up here at halftime from Dallas. He'll have some interesting features for you at interview. Magic outside. Misfired that time, and as they battled for the rebound, there was a loose ball foul underneath. That's against Ellis before the shot. Second foul on Ellis. It was hit by Harper, so it's not a violation. Magic regains it, back pass, and now it's Ellis. Cooper cuts him off with the angle. Ellis goes inside and misses. McAdoo's off. Now it's Worthy. Mavericks are back. Cooper. Kareem will come back. 3-point try, in and out. Blackman to the attack for Dallas. Nymphius comes to pick. McAdoo on the switch. Blackman, he forced a shot. Turns out to be a pass. Magic to Scott. I think Magic is very tired. They're going to have to give him a rest as Byron Scott hits the field goal. He threw the ball at the midcourt line and didn't come any further. There's no question he's a very tired basketball player right now. It is hot in this arena, as Kevin told you. Here's Vincent. Nymphius. Shot clock is down to 6. Harper gets it into Vincent, who loses on the dribble. Laker ball in the turnover. Johnson behind the back. Gets inside Harper. Comes inside. Drew the foul.
As you said, Brett, he is dead tired. When you start putting your hands on your trunks and bending your head, it usually does a good sign that you're dead tired. They're going to have to replace him after he shoots the 2 fouls. They're getting a break. They're getting a timeout right now. They're giving him a little bit of rest, but he can't play 48 minutes at this pace, Brett.
Back in Dallas now with the Lakers leading the Mavericks by 3, 38-35. And in the East, well, Milwaukee and Jersey are tied, 2 victories apiece. And how about the Knicks? A 5-point victory in Madison Square Garden over the Celtics. They'll go back to Boston even at 2 victories apiece. In uniform for the first time in the playoffs, Jamal Wilkes of the Los Angeles Lakers. Unable to play because of a virus which struck him. Pat Riley does not think he will play today, but expects him back in Game 5 for at least a few minutes. But Kevin, when a man's been out that long and you suddenly work him back in your lineup, that can cause some problems with what you've already got going with your players.
It's very hard to do, Brent, because also the first couple of games that Wilkes will play, he won't be ready, and he will actually hurt the club. So Pat's got to use him at the right moments, and he said he will probably play him 6 to 8 minutes in Tuesday's game.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is back, and Magic Johnson at the free throw line. So far, he has 6 points, 3 rebounds, and 6 assists. Battle for the loose. Magic's got it. Looks for the pass. It's McAdoo. Vincent. Worthy is with Benson. Kareem is with Memphis. Here's Blackman. Sends it in now to Benson. Good strong rebound by Derek Harper. Blackman. Cooper hounding him. Memphis for the screen. Kareem to switch. On the loose, Magic puts it out and says, go get it, Coop.
It's unbelievable. Cooper went and got it and made the layup, but again, Magic does so many things on the floor.
I'd like to be Magic's dog.
I like to play with Magic and make a comeback.
You touch the ball, I promise you that. Here's Blackman. Goes to McAdoo.
McAdoo can shoot the outside shot. He really is playing great for the Lakers. He scored one time 50 points in a playoff game.
He's on Ellis. Magic took Harper away, and Ellis puts it down. Almost tied up, tip going. Loose underneath, taken up by you-know-who. Here he comes. Goes in, scoop miss. Comes back with the rebound. Misfires, but there's McAdoo.
The reason Johnson missed 2 layups is because he's dead tired. McGee's waiting to get in the game, but the ball hasn't been dead. So now they'll finally get a substitution because the Mavericks have called a timeout. Magic can hardly get back to the bench.
After I came out, I remember being on the playground and someone threw a ball right in my face.
Speaking of the Kentucky Derby winner, Seth Hancock, the owner of Swale, told one of our producers earlier today that no way will Swale and Devil's Bag run against each other. That means that only one, of course, will wind up in the Preakness and then again in the Belmont. Brad Davis now moves it quickly over here. Aguirre, who is checked back in. Over on Aguirre, who gets open inside. Cooper calls out the play for the Lakers. Takes a screen from McAdoo and is short, and Vincent battles and comes up with it. And here come the Mavericks. And now the crowd is starting to pick it up again. Harper penetrates, hits Davis. They're on the run.
Be interested to see, Brent, with Magic on the bench. He went out, they had an 8-point lead. It's already cut to 4. We'll see how long Pat Riley can afford to leave Magic on the bench.
Here's Kareem. Cummings leaning on him.
That's a mismatch. Cummings against Kareem one-on-one is a total mismatch. Cummings is only about 6'9", Kareem 7'1". And great play.
Aguirre whips it to Davis, who dishes Cummings. Hangs in, missed the shot. McAdoo with the rebound. McGee sends it over to Spriggs, who had checked in. Larry Spriggs, number 35 for the Lakers. Kareem with an offensive rebound in the skyhook.
That shows what kind of competitor Kareem is. He also knows that Magic is on the bench. He says, I'm going to take over the game. He scored 2 quick baskets to put the lead up to 8 points again.
Update there. And Maurice Lucas already with 17 points for the Suns. Aguirre puts it down, and McAdoo met him at the summit. Out of bounds, Dallas ball. 7 seconds on that shot clock.
Here's the drive. Here's the help from the weak side by McAdoo. Good block. At 7 seconds, they have to take the ball on the side because it hit the support of the basket. Makes you take the ball on the side instead of underneath.
Harper, Spriggs with him. Cummings fakes on Cooper. Again misfires outside. Loose. Aguirre saves it for Dallas. Ships it right into the corner. Kareem rebounds. Off of the Vincent miss. Now it's Cooper. Back to McAdoo. Now it's 5-on-5. Kareem back. Cooper around the screen. Misses Spriggs. Not sealed off underneath. Goes down and travels.
Spriggs is a very good offensive rebounder, also a good defender. Pat Riley told me last night he will use Spriggs against Aguirre. He has 6 fouls to give. Be very aggressive with Aguirre.
Lakers have turned it over 9 times. No basket, no continuation play on that, says Jake.
Spriggs picked up one of them 6 fouls very quick. He's going to be very aggressive with Aguirre. It's a good move by Pat.
Let's see what's happened to the shooting here. The Lakers have cooled down considerably. Dallas, fine shooting team. That 36 will say more about the defense of the Lakers than anything. As Brad Davis gets in back door, puts it down, and now it's 49-43, and we're inside of 5 minutes. First half here in Dallas, a game 4, this Western Conference semifinal. McGee cuts and is cut off. Kareem ships Cooper, back Kareem. Hook.
Without Magic in the game, the Lakers become more of a half-court ball club, and they can always go down into the big fella Kareem for basket.
Aguirre gets it up for the Mavericks. Gets inside of Spriggs, who was looking at the referee for some reason. He quit on his man, and Aguirre took it to him. Misfire by McGee, and the Mavericks come back down, but there was a whistle at the other end. And now Blackman checks in, Worthy, and Magic is back at the 4:17 mark here in the first half, and there was a loose ball foul, and it's going to go against the Lakers.
Against Spriggs again. Spriggs came in, he got 2 quick fouls. Magic and Worthy come off the bench, and that's 2 great players coming in together.
McGee hounding Davis, who gets it up. Vincent hits Cummings. Blackman dumps to Vincent. Rejection by Kareem and out of bounds. Dallas ball.
There's that defensive intimidation by Kareem. It's 5 seconds for Dallas to get a shot off, and Kareem is really clogging up the middle, Brent, doing a terrific job.
Cummings has another one swatted away, and not a wise shot. McGee knocked away by Davis on a slick defensive move. Saved an easy field goal.
Excuse me, Brent. Brad Davis does nothing but hustle. The fans love it. It picks up his teammates. Here's the block shot. Most players would give up on this play. McGee's much quicker than Davis. Davis hangs in, comes from behind. Great hustle to block the shot. Ball will be out of bounds now instead of giving up an easy hook. Great job by Brad Davis. He does nothing but hustle. This is the Lakers' real quick team now. He's got McGee.
What'd you say? What'd you say, Kevin?
He's got McGee, Cooper, Magic, and Worthy in the game. This is their real fast.
How'd you like that opening?
Really pick up the pace. It's the quickest team they could have.
Brent coming up at the half will, of course, bring you up to date on the other playoff game going on in Phoenix right now and highlights of the earlier game today in our doubleheader. Tommy Heinz
should be blowing them out, but they're not. They're hanging around Dallas. You know, and something's going to happen.
Hanging in.
Yeah, this team's going to get a run, or else they're just totally too good.
I'll tell you who's playing like hell is Kareem.
Terrific.
How about that last block, though?
Not bad.
God, it's noisy in here.
In game 3, Brent, the Lakers had a total. The Lakers had a total of 3 blocks. In game.
That one, take that one out. To what, Bob? Oh, I see. We bring Pat O'Brien all across the country. We give him the best seat in the house. And now what are you going to do for us at halftime, Pat?
Okay, Brett, coming up at half, of course, we'll bring you up to date on that other playoff game being played in Phoenix right now. Highlights of the game earlier on CBS. Tommy Heinz makes an appearance and illustrates for us the meat and potatoes of the NBA, defense. And we'll hear from the owners who are already crossing their fingers as they get ready to call heads or tails for the first-round draft pick. Back to you, Brent.
Thank you, Pat. And standing behind you is a man who was involved in that first-round draft pick, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He was then Lou Alcindor when he came out of UCLA, and of course the Milwaukee Bucks. As I recall, Jerry Colangelo had the fans vote in Phoenix. They voted heads, it came up tails, and went to Milwaukee. Maybe that's apocryphal, I don't remember for sure. But Worthy on the turnaround for the Lakers now is off the iron. Taken down by Dallas and stolen right back. Here's Cooper. You know, as well as the Lakers are playing, Kevin, they have not blown the Mavericks out here in the first half.
Exactly right. You feel that Dallas is going to get back in this game, but maybe the Lakers might just be too good.
Cummings out high and down away from the ball. There was a foul. There we go against. Now, that is 3 fouls on Cooper. So Scott immediately checks in and Cooper leaves. Blackman inbounds to Cummings. Davis regains it. Dishes off to Vincent, who was not expecting the pass and wasn't ready to come up with a shot. Aguirre got the roll. That's 15 now for Aguirre. Sends it to Kareem. McGee hand checking Davis. Get it to Aguirre on the turnaround against Magic. Scott. Magic knocked away Benson, and on the turnover. Here comes Blackman for Dallas. Pull up. Scott. McGee. Dallas can pull to within 2. Aguirre off Worthy. Lakers 4-on-2 advantage. Scott with a beautiful layup.
Scott's a great athlete. He can shoot from the outside, can run. It's a good trade for both teams, with Scott coming over here and Norm Nixon going to San Diego.
Davis was drafted on the same first round with Norm Nixon. Knocked away now from Vincent, and it'll go over to the Lakers.
Vincent's going to have to score for Dallas if they're going to win this game. The 22nd timeout being called by Pat Riley right now. Vincent's a very good outside shooter, but he's consistently missed the easy jump shot. He has not had a very good game so far.
So Pat Riley brings the Lakers over right now. 57-51 and a minute 10 left here in the first half. And you know, Kevin, there are a lot of folks who believe that Riley does not get the credit due him as an NBA coach. They think it's just roll out the basketball time in Los Angeles.
I think he does a great job, and you can really see it in the playoffs, because after a series gets 2-1, I think the key game is the fourth game. And he's made some great adjustments, both defensively and offensively, that has helped the club. And I think that's a sign of an excellent coach.
Did you hear Frank Layden this morning? They asked the Utah Jazz coach, they said, well, what are you going to do? What's the first thing? And Frank says, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Mass. But I'm in trouble because John McLeod's a Catholic too. And how are they doing out there, Utah and Phoenix? Speaking of game 4s, you say that's critical. There it is. McLeod's Mass is working a little bit better right now, 48-42. What a job Frank Layden's done. You know, you think of him as being such a humorous man and you get such a kick out of him, but what a coaching job he's done out there with the Jazz. He keeps reminding his players, I'm sure, that they had a trial and failed someplace else.
He'll be coach of the year for sure.
Here's McGee. Magic. Kareem wants Magic back. Chips to McGee.
Magic, Kareem, then McGee finishes it off, but it's always Magic and Kareem somewhere in there, Brent.
Davis to Aguirre. Blackman. So much more dribbling by the Mavericks against this tough LA defense. And Aguirre puts down the field goal.
Magic will hold it for one shot. You have to be awful careful with the Lakers on shooting a three-point play. Either McGee or Scott now that Magic will try to hit for a three-point fast. No, they're going to go to Kareem.
Kareem, with goggles knocked off, still hit the field goal, and he said, I can't believe it. They stripped me of my glasses and you don't blow the whistle? Come on, Jake.
Kareem's had a great half. He's had a great half. He's going after the official right now.
And Middleton says, give me a little room. I'm going to go get a Coca-Cola. Pat O'Brien's coming up at the half. Here's Aguirre. Worthy watching him. Cummings comes out with Kareem there. Ship it back to Blackman. Partially deflected by Worthy. Blackman runs it down. Comes inside and misses the shot. And here come the Lakers. And it's 3-on-1. Knocked away beautifully by the trailing defender, Vincent.
Brent, I wonder if Cooper has gotten injured, because they're starting Scott with McGee in the back court, and they're going with Magic up front. So this is an unusual lineup to start a half for LA.
Back to Worthy, who spins up short. Aguirre rebounds. Run down by Magic.
That wasn't Cooper going after him. Magic threw it to Cooper before he ran it down. Vincent couldn't run it down.
Kareem banging away against Cummings. Hook. And McGee taps it in. The Mavericks have gotten a little sloppy down there underneath the glass, and it's hurt them for a couple of hoops here early in the second half. Aguirre doubled up. They get the ball to Vincent. Taken down by Aguirre. Magic lost the ball out of bounds, and on the turnover, it'll go to the Mavericks. And Davis signals the play as he brings the ball up on McGee.
Looking for Aguirre.
There he is. Lob pass back into the corner. Strong move by Vincent.
They're going to have to get Rinson off. He's not shooting the ball very well. He's a very good offensive player. He's going to have a big day here for Dallas to stay in this game.
Scott gets it to Worthy. Double team. Back to Scott. Short. McGee with the rebound, and he's fouled. Scored. Three-point try coming up, and a big moment for the Lakers.
Dick Motter is yelling at Aguirre for not going in and rebounding the ball on the defensive board. 7 points have been scored on the offensive board so far in this half by the Lakers. Here they are going to the offensive boards, all by guards. 2 by McGee and 1 by Scott. That's too many points on the offensive boards.
Good work, kid. He was all over him. He was lathering Aguirre.
How about, do we find out something's wrong with Cooper or just 3 fouls? Is that the only reason? Well, Cooper's got 3 fouls.
He's got 3
he's got 3 fouls. I guess that's the reason. That surprises me with 3. He would leave him on the bench. With all the milk I drank, I am the MVP.
Look who's over there. Crazy son of a Ray.
Everybody's got a gimmick, huh? Aguirre and Mata are still talking. Oh, they just stopped
Is
talking.
this the Miller? We are back, and Dick Motta, he lathered Aguirre pretty good while you were away. He kept it up.
Aguirre's got to go to the defensive boards. The Lakers are too big for him to cheat out on the break. He's trying to take off without checking his man, and that's hurting him right now. 7 points, as I said, was scored the offensive boards in a short period of time.
And as a result, a 10-point Laker lead. Here's Vincent. Magic there on him. Cummings outside. Blackman, the shot clock is down to 5. Blackman maneuvers, deflected by Magic and out of bounds.
He's had some career, Brent, and the one thing that you got to like about Kareem is that he mentally stays ready, particularly in the big games. And he's more emotional about the play of his game today than he was 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago.
Brad Davis. Kareem. Magic. Lead to Scott. Drew the foul. Came to the glass. Vincent was cutting across underneath.
Brent, you look at the Lakers and say they're fast breaking, they're shooting well. They're having a tremendous day defensively, which is setting up the fast break. Dallas cannot get a good shot off. If Aguirre doesn't do something great one-on-one, they really get a basket. And the defense of LA in this period has been sensational. Without Michael Cooper.
Cooper with 3 fouls, still sitting on Pat Riley's bench. Kurt Rambis with 3 fouls. That's 2 starters. Shows you the depth that Riley has now as we move deeper and deeper into the playoffs. Of course, you'll see all the championship games here on CBS. Cummings with a rebound. There's no way Magic was going to pick up the foul with a big lead. Here's Kareem, sends it back to Scott. Cummings to Aguirre. Comes in on Magic. Finger roll.
When you think Dallas is counted out, they respond right back in the game. It's right back in the game, and you think they're going to get blown out, they come right back at you.
Suns leading by 4 against the Jazz. Scott. He's not bashful, is he?
He can make that shot. He's missed a few today, but he's a tremendous outside shooter. And you hit it right in the nose. He's not bashful. He'll get it up.
Knocked away by Worthy. Aguirre runs it down. Back to Brad Davis. Vincent. Snapped down by Worthy. Quickly to Scott.
Vincent's inability to make the outside shot has really hurt Dallas today. I think we'll see a substitution. They'll have to get Ellis. In fact, Ellis is getting it off the bench right now, get him in the game for Vincent.
Vincent is only 2 of 12, Kevin, from the floor. Dwyer. Three-point try coming up.
He's been a one-man offensive show, and if Dale Ellis can come in the game and make a few outside shots for Vincent, I think it'll really help Dallas. Here's Aguirre going strong to the basket, right at Kareem, and that's a good way to do it. Try to make body contact with the defensive man first instead of fading away. That way, it makes it tougher for Kareem to block the shot.
Hi, I'm Monta Williams from Money Mutual, your trusted source to over 60.
He also has 4 rebounds, and he's been criticized for his defense by his coach, so he's done a little bit of everything. Worthy. Off to Davis. Aguirre got Scott, drew the foul.
Another great move by Aguirre in the post, knowing where the defensive man is. By getting Scott up in the air, who he knew was going to come to double team, he jumped into Scott and gets the 2 foul shots, and he's an excellent foul shooter.
That's 3 personals on young Scott. Here's the former DePaul star. His old coach Ray Meyer went on a trip to Europe here about 3 weeks ago, Kevin. They kicked him off the Orient Express. Said he didn't have the right ticket.
Is that right?
So I think he wound up going to see basketball over there in Italy with his wife. Mark said, I thought you were retired. 30 points now by Aguirre. Lakers to the attack. Overhead by Kareem, and Magic stayed with it. Score it and bring him up to the free throw line.
This is a great offensive play between 2 sensational players. Here's Kareem going one-on-one over the head to Magic, misses his shot, right back on the glass for a 3-point play opportunity. So they get an assist, a rebound, and maybe a 3-point play on the whole play.
You pay a guy $1 million a year like Magic, he should hit the first shot, Kevin.
That's exactly right. Rambis is in the game. He wanted a 3-point play. That's why he missed the first one.
Here's Blackman. It's Dale Ellis being hand-checked by Worthy. Brad Davis to help out, and here's Aguirre. Sends back to the corner, and it's Davis. Lakers. Magic being cut off somewhat by Cummings. Comes over to the right. Still waiting. Worthy says, I'm ready. Let me go on Aguirre. Rambis sends it back to Magic, and here it is. Worthy crashes in. Good defense by the Mavericks that time. Weak side help, and quickly. Here's Blackman. Aguirre outside. Green. Does his little playmaking act. Magic maneuvers. Ships to Kareem. Triple teamed, and here's Worthy. Dish Magic.
All set up by the triple teaming of Kareem. They have to go in to help. Someone else is open if you rotate the ball. Worthy made a nice pass.
It was 77-69, and now ever so quickly moves to 82 at the 4-minute mark here in the third. Davis. McGee. Davis slacks off. Aguirre likewise against Worthy out there. Inside of 5 on the shot clock, and now it's at 3. With 2 seconds, Magic Johnson throws up a miss, and Kareem gets it back down.
That's frustrating for Dallas. They take a shot like that, but they're right back on the offensive boards. Again, Kareem is totally dominating the inside game against Cummings.
Here's Ellis. Dwyer. Nice shot against the double team. McGee back to Magic. They play catch. Here's Worthy, and Lakers just bringing the shot clock down again. Cummings rebounds that time. Out to Aguirre. Kareem rebounds. Off to Magic. Dish and a beautiful pass. Worthy was right there on his left. Now for Magic, the assist total 12. Cummings. At the 2-minute mark in the 3rd period.
Dallas has got to tighten up its defense. LA is getting the ball anywhere they want on the floor, and particularly inside to Kareem.
Shot clock down at 5. Score the basket. Eddie Middleton goes over to the table to the score.
I think Eddie Middleton was going to call legal defense, but if the shot is being taken while he's going to call legal defense, the basket counts. I'm not sure if that was the call, but I believe it was, Brent. That's what happened. The shot was being taken at the same time. Eddie Middleton was going to call an illegal defense on Dallas. Therefore, you wave off the illegal defense and you count the basket.
88-75 is our count here, 142, and there's the general manager of the Lakers, Jerry West, and now his property over there. Kareem is chasing Jerry's all-time playoff scoring record, but folks, I think it might be safe. He needs like 700 to pull up there with Jerry. So Derek Harper, who has checked in fact, several players. Nymphius has checked in. Ellis is out there. Harper. And the Mavericks got to get it going around the perimeter, Kevin.
Exactly right. They'll have to hit the jump shot almost every time down the floor the way LA's defended them.
McAdoo. Kareem is now getting a rest. Magic for Rambus.
They take out Kareem. They put Magic in the pivot against a small Harper. He passes off for an easy basket.
Nymphius still waiting, and the shot clock down at 6.
When Kareem's not in the game, Brent, you can get some layups, but when he's in the game, there has been very few layups for Dallas.
Magic has it knocked away by Blackman and out of bounds. Lakers have 7 seconds on that shot clock. Cooper tells his teammates. He'll inbounds the ball. Magic ships it to McAdoo. Harper. Last shot time for the Mavericks. Ellis. Nymphius. Blackman takes it. Rebound by Vincent, but not enough time to pull the trigger, and that's the end of the 3rd quarter. With the score, Los Angeles 90, Dallas 79.
Introducing the new duel.
Cooper quickly the attack for the Lakers. Many of the fans on their feet here in Reunion now, trying to urge on one of those familiar streaks in the NBA and get this team back in it. Ball taken away from McAdoo, saved by Blackman, but out of bounds. It'll go back to the Lakers.
There shouldn't be a 24-second clock right now. I think there should only be about 6 or 7 seconds left for the Lakers. They've given them 10 seconds.
There's the shot clock at 10.
Eddie Middleton, the other official, is checking with the scorer's table on the clock. That was a good move by Eddie Middleton. That clock was under 5 seconds.
So it goes down to 5.
Now it goes back to 5.
Only 5 seconds for LA. Rambis went to Magic. I'm not sure Magic knows it. He didn't until the last second, and then he almost made it. Harper to the attack for the Mavericks. Vincent. He drew the foul as he was coming around the corner. McAdoo got him.
It's time for Kareem, Brent. It's going to be cut to 7 if Vincent can make both foul shots. Pat Riley will probably be coming back with Kareem any minute right now.
Jay Vincent, 2 shots.
He's hitting his free throws, but he's only 3 of 13 in this game from the field.
He's had a lot of easy outside shots, and he is an excellent an excellent jump shooter. And he's missed some easy ones tonight. It's really hurt Dallas.
Crowd coming to its feet in Dallas. Cooper. Worthy is loose. Lead goes back to 9. Memphis sends it over to Harper. Memphis back to 7. Worthy. McAdoo. Rambis returns to 9.
Excuse me, Brent. The offensive boards have killed Dallas time and time again.
Ellis. Knocked away. Cooper dives for the loose ball, but the whistle had sounded out of bounds. Dallas ball. Byron Scott returns for Pat Riley, and Magic will take his final breather of the game. Memphis. And again it is 7. Worthy muscles in. Drew the foul as he came toward the basket.
With Kareem out and Magic out, the Lakers go to Worthy down and deep every time. Now they're bringing Kareem back in the game. I think it's a very good substitution by Pat.
Here's Kareem, who has returned for the stretch. Michael Cooper, Byron Scott, Worthy, and Rambis. Here's Scott. Rejected beautifully by Harper. Shot clock at 11. 9 minutes and 31 seconds to go. Scott and Cooper come out to help. And that familiar cry that you hear all across the land, beat LA. Shot clock at 2, short. Cooper's got a fresh 24. And again, another offensive rebound for LA. Green will hook it. Out of bounds, and on the turnover, it'll go to the Lakers. Sloppy inbounds pass by the Mavericks. And now they can move to an 11-point margin. Scott. Kareem sends it back to Byron. Loose underneath, and over to Dallas. Going against James Worthy. And that is 3 on Worthy. Here's Blackman. Memphis. Ellis. .36 left. Cooper. AGUIRRE saves it. And this place is really starting to cook.
Look for AGUIRRE on the weak side.
Blackman short. Ellis was there and was fouled.
Brent, both Memphis and Harper off the bench have done an excellent job defensively for Dallas to help them against the Lakers, make the run back against the Lakers.
Magic returns, and Worthy will go out because he's just picked up his 4th foul. So Worthy's sitting on Pat Riley's bench. It's a 5-point Los Angeles lead. 8 minutes to play. Stolen by Harper. Magic is taking Ellis. AGUIRRE comes in on Rambis. Short. Offensive rebound. Put back up by Blackman. So Kareem will stay in with his 4th personal foul. And it's a 2-point Los Angeles lead. And a timeout is called by Pat Riley.
Pat Riley has taken a 20-second timeout, Brent, and Dick Mutter has made tremendous substitutions. He's made